child. What are you talking about? Good evening to Stephen and whoever else is joining me on TikTok right now. My favorite platform, to be honest with you. I just hit 60,000 followers. I was very excited about that. So please follow me on TikTok and you can get me all happy and excited. Now, so I see everybody's joined me back on, which is so nice. Thank you for coming back. And thank you on TikTok for coming back and sharing the love over here. If you have any questions, I'm going to be on with Dr. Nancy Sutton Pierce in a few minutes. She's going to want to come on my Instagram, and she will we will both answer questions together. I'm in Los Angeles right now. I'm waiting for Nancy to come on. There's Laura. Hi, Laura. And there's A-List Incognito. How tall are you? I am 5'2". 5'2", but I'm small, but I'm mighty. Okay. Hello, Ross. How are you doing? How you doing? Laura, I miss you. I'm waiting for Nancy to come on. But anyway, what's the question here? Hi, Stephen and Bill and all the people here on TikTok. Thank you so much for all the lovely compliments. It's very nice to hear. If you hear some snacking going on in the background, that is my dog chewing on a bone. Please get her happy and excited. Yes, please get me happy and excited. I don't like to be sad and not excited. I'm still waiting here for Nancy. So if you got a question for us, write it down and we'll answer it. Hostel MGTOW, you're a foot taller than I am. What's the topic of discussion? It's whatever you guys want it to be. When I say guys, I mean guys and girls. So if you have a question for me, glad that I met you from Nina Hartley picture. Oh, that's my buddy. Let's be my sugar mama. You're barking up the wrong tree. What is Brandon again? Will someone tell me what that is? I keep saying that. Oh, there we go. Nancy Sutton Pierce has joined us. Now we're going to view her request, and I'm going to add her. Hey, she's going to come on. She's going to be on the bottom because I like it on top. No, we just switch it up here. There she is. She's on.
Are you better? Are you feeling better being on top?
I'm a lovely human being. Thank you for saying that. Yes, I feel much better. One of my friends is on here that is back in Chicago. And I don't know if she's still on, but say hi to Nancy because she's a good pal of mine.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello. Oh, and and Wendy's on 250's a Mindfuck. You got to watch her show. She's on Instagram too.
Okay.
If you want to join us, Wendy, we will be happy to bring you on here.
She's gonna come in here and give us what for?
Yeah, I don't know if she can join us without one leaving though. I think you can, but I don't know how to do that.
No, we've had another person come in.
Oh, we have. Okay, Robbie's on. How you doing? Oh my God, you look like Britney Spears. Well, interestingly enough, apparently she lived in my apartment.
I don't doubt that.
How weird is that? Miss Tasty, I have wonderful news. My wife and I could date women I meet on TikTok. That's just wonderful for you. I'm so happy.
So, hello, KH Krause. Back at you.
I like when people bring their wives on too. I'm a balling though. She's like, we are trying to make our relationship get spicy here. That's good.
Good.
My dad is a psychopath. What do I do? Now that's a question. That is a good question.
What was the question?
His dad is a psychopath. What does he do?
I would go talk to a psychologist and find out how to handle a psychopath father.
Yeah, you got to get some help with that one because we couldn't really tell you what to do about that. That's kind of scary.
Get some help.
Yeah, so hopefully you'll get some help with that. You look so mesmerizing. Thank you. That's good.
Right. You got it going, girl.
No, I didn't even wash my hair today. Oh, you requested. Wendy requested to be on. I got to figure out. Oh, cool. Got to get it on there. Let's see.
Okay. Let's see what this threesome is going to look like.
Oh yeah, we're getting a threesome going on Instagram right now.
Oh,
Oh,
Hi,
shoot.
girls.
That works out good.
Wendy, meet Nancy. Nancy,
Hi.
Wendy.
Hi, Nancy. You guys, I'm sorry I don't look as beautiful as you today. It's my workout day and my paperwork day at work. So,
You're
Look, you
stunning.
anyway.
So, Wendy, what's your show?
well, well, Karen knows this. Mine's 50s and Mindfuck, and it basically talks about the nuances of being 50 or lack thereof, and then some. And it's sort of ebbing and flowing. I'm in process of um, reigniting. I'll blame it on COVID with everything else, but I'm trying to do some podcasts again. I have a podcast. There's only, I think, 7 episodes. And they've had pretty good traction, but I just talk about like the poop of what we're nobody warns us. Maybe rightfully so. Nobody warns us, and we're hit with a
The sandwich. You described it as a sandwich era. When you're
okay. So
like, are you able to
yeah,
hear me?
yes, I am. So sandwich, this is just one of the arms of being our my age. And I know Karen, I've talked about being she said to me, gosh, you think 50's a mind fuck, 60's a mind fuck, but in a good way too. But so sandwich is when you have a parent that you are sort of, whether you're taking care of one or in charge of one, or whatever. Mine lives independently, but she's stressful, and have children still at home. So you're a sandwich. Or like I have a spouse who is needy, and I also have a full career. That's a quadruple decker sandwich. But
Oh, yeah.
And you find time to do TikTok videos, which is, of course, is my main way of how I met you. Nancy,
yes,
just so
I
you know,
have to say, go ahead. Sorry.
no, Nancy, I don't know if I told you this, but I was in Arizona and I randomly texted Wendy and I'm like, we have to meet. And she literally came over and met me at my hotel. And it was like, we were like running. I wish someone videotaped it. We were like, whoa!
That's so cool.
We actually meet each
I
other in
was not
person.
going to let that pass because I was with clients and I was like, I'm coming down.
Can you believe that? It was so sweet. And here's the deal. When you're on social media, everybody likes to complain and hate on TikTok and hate on Instagram and everything else. But it brought me to you, and actually me and Nancy met on social media as well. If we didn't have this, we wouldn't be able to meet people that are like-minded throughout the world. You're stuck with whoever's in your vicinity, which
Right. God help us.
Well, actually,
yeah.
that's a really, really good comment because, like, the people that we hang out with the most, not everybody has the same mindset, as you guys know. And Nancy, I'd love to know more about you. But for us to find people that are like-minded, whether we're super sexually open or we're willing to talk about the underbelly of whatever it is that we're going through, right? And
Right.
most of the stuff is so contrived or so. I don't know anybody that, well, except Karen, that really speaks about the like it is, you know.
You speak it like it is. You do. She does.
Yeah.
And when you meet Nancy, she speaks it like it is too. You know, you guys, I love the fact that people are following us. Follow all of us because we all are very like-minded. Nancy and I are kindred spirits. We're 2 days apart in our zodiac sign. What's your zodiac sign, Wendy?
Oh my God, surprise! I'm a Leo.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, Nancy, I want to hear. I could do a little research. I just kind of grabbed into this, but can you share with me a little bit about you?
Sure.
But use different terminology because they're going to kick me off TikTok.
Okay. So I have a doctorate in human sexuality.
I told you use those words.
Oh, you can't use that word, sexual. You can't use that humanality.
Right, rhymes with schmexuality.
Yes. But my background is eclectic. I started off as a nurse and then a diabetes nurse specialist, and then I moved into yoga therapy. And I've written for online news magazines, and I've had my own radio talk show for 10 years. And I travel the world teaching. I create exotic retreats for women and those who adore them. And it's all, I have 5 grandkids, 4 of them are girls. And so I'm a huge women's advocate for empowerment and self-appreciation and strong voices and not putting up with any crapola. So that's kind of, and so meeting Karen, we're like, yeah, we're taking the world. We're gonna make the change.
You guys, don't you find it to like be ironic and frustrating and wonderful that it takes us 50 years or so to go, oh yeah, this is what I want. Like, I think I hear what you're saying as far as your schmexuality, but like, it's fascinating to me that it's taken me that long to go, yeah, I want this.
But Wendy, right? You got that. You got it, Wendy. I would say, oh my God, except for maybe, I would say 25% of my friends have got it, and the rest are still in that phase of worrying about what other people think. I don't give a fuck. I'm so over
except TikTok.
Well, but TikTok was its own private island for a little bit, and now it's starting to bleed a little bit into our real world. And there is some, Karen and I've talked about, it's monetization, right?
It's all about money, always.
Definitely, there's a lot going on. We've noticed that if you've got a lot of following, you can get away with more shit than with us. You know, even though I just hit 60,000, yay, followers, and you have 90,000 or 100,000. I don't know how many you got. So, I mean, we're what I think is very atypical of TikTok. I mean, we're older. When, you know, society has said once you reach a certain age, all you should do is knit, which is what I'm looking at even in the stream here on TikTok. Grandma.
Yeah. Gross. But you know what? That's okay. And that's okay, because I can't say that when I get those comments, I can't say that I wouldn't when I was whatever age before. I think, Nancy, one of the things that I really am teetering towards is changing the conversation on aging and ageism, because there's, you know, it's just not what it used to be. We're not our grandma's grandmas. We're not our mother's grandmas. And there is, I'd like to say that, like, yeah, I would sometimes look at men my age and I'm like, you know, I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry. That's so mean.
I go reunions lately. Woo!
Mm-hmm. That's the thing is, I mean, any high school reunion you go and the women look better and the guys are like it's like they give up, you know?
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah. I can say to you guys with truth and honesty, my husband is like that. And we've talked about it. That's not uncommon. He was an ex-athlete. I mean, that's the difference. And that's a really huge question mark for me. Like, we get better and stronger. Like, we're supernovas all of a sudden, right?
Right.
And then the men, I have friends that are single or are widows, and they're like, really? When they go on the sites.
Yeah. But I have to say, that's one of my long-term friends, Anthony. I think that's who I'm thinking. Not all men are like that are over 50 that are taking care of themselves, that dress, that clean, that, you know, that at least make an effort to stay vibrant and interesting. They got a corner on the market because they're a rare commodity. So they need to shine. And, you know, women have been criticized forever for losing their youth. I mean, I watched a compilation of one of those networks that doesn't ever tell the truth talk about women, and I think it was Geraldo Rivera was videoed saying women, the only thing they have going for them is their youth. And when they lose their youth, they lose their value. And it's like,
well, I have news for him. His nose has gotten bigger, so go ahead.
It's like, oh my God. So I think so women have had that pressure, and whether it's good or bad, but we also understand that if we take care of ourselves, we feel better, we have more energy, we think more clearly, we feel more confident, we feel more interested in life, and we feel more engaged. And it has nothing to do with what we're putting out to get something. It's what we have to give.
Definitely. And we have time now to do those things. Whereas before, we were, well, we've talked about the sandwich now, but before we were my girlfriend and I talk a lot about how we were knee deep in raising our children and our
Right.
professions and building our homes and our marriages. And, now we have a little more time on our hands. We're all still working and busy, but now we're like, okay, I'm not doing that anymore. We're more discerning,
Yeah.
where I think that that's a beautiful gift in a way.
Right.
Yeah. I became a grandmother at 44.
Yeah. Can you
And
believe
that was a pivotal moment in my life to go, okay, oh my God, what does that mean? Because nobody prepared me for that, because my mom was a much older grandmother. And so I thought that I had a role that I had to fill. And so for a couple of years, the first 2 years of being a grandmother, I really lost my sex drive, my energy, my vitality.
but you
And
made up for it now?
huh?
I say you made up for it.
I made up for lost time. Yeah. But then I had a reawakening and realized that I could be a grandmother, and I could be a yogini, and I could be a sex goddess too.
Sure.
Like, a
Schmex. Yeah.
schmex goddess.
It's so funny, because when we talk about, I'd love to know, again, we'll go back to, like you had said, what you do, but the schmexuality part of it is like something I've never experienced in my life until now.
It is crazy. These people still on TikTok are going, pull down your straps. And they're just like, still like, ah.
Okay. It's okay. They don't know. It's okay.
I think because we've been such a youth-oriented culture, and all marketing drives toward youth,
Yeah.
preservation of youth, that people that are young right now are scared to death of getting older. And so they look at us with fear, not with, hey, look, we're living our best lives. We're having the best schmecks. We're we're in charge of our lives. We're confident. We're moving and shaking. We're creating. We're earning. We're growing. We're learning. We're doing all these things more than we did when we were in our 20s. Mm-hmm. So you should be viewing us as role models. We should be giving you confidence that, honey, you're just starting.
Oh, honey, you're just starting. Yeah. I mean, that's like it, but you can't, there's no way you can understand it till you know it, till you see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know it till you know it.
Yeah.
Unless you experience it for whatever reason. And sometimes it takes, for me, it was a tragedy, but sometimes it takes something to jolt you into thinking, hey, life is short. What am I waiting for? Even in COVID, I mean, COVID kind of like brought everybody on the equal playing field. And then you realize, like, wait, what am I doing? I'm in a job I don't like. I'm going through routines I don't like. I'm with partners I don't like. Why don't I make some changes? And I think that's what I find is the positive thing that happened with COVID.
Yeah. There's a book, you guys, that won't apply to us, but I will tell you, I read it, and I will say it was life-changing. It's called Girls and Sex. If any of you guys watching, smack. If any of you guys it's very, very fascinating how we are taught as women, or not taught. We just lay back and take it. And it's a very fascinating, if you have audiobooks, fascinating. And it speaks to young boys too. But, that when I listened to that book, I'm not even sure how I got into it, but because I bought my first
Eggplant that moves?
Schmildo,
What?
yeah, at
Oh my
50, and I was
God.
nervous.
Wendy, I should have been friends with you like 20 years ago, because this is something I'm very familiar with and have given out as gifts since I was in college.
Yeah,
Every
my girlfriend lost her husband. I said, we're going shopping.
Go shopping. You don't, I can help you out with this at another time when we're not on TikTok, because it's only a matter of time till the gods that be decide to say, "Oh, she's talking about eggplants. We got to stop." Uh,
And Schmildos.
yeah,
You guys, but think about like how totally ridiculous that is.
it is so ridiculous. Don't even get me started,
I know.
okay? Because it's so inequitable. But it's wasting like negative energy, and we don't need that stuff. We don't need it. The most
Right.
important thing is I love to connect people together, and we can all learn from each other. And I'm so happy that you joined us here, Wendy, because
Thank you. Yeah, me too. I appreciate you guys letting me kind of glom on. And Nancy, I don't know if you're on Schmick Schmock or if you're on, but we can connect for sure.
Yes, and you can just follow me here and connect with me. I am a voyeur on Schmickschmock.
There's a lot. I'm a drive buyer too because I got so much I want to check out.
Yeah.
So girls, go do your thing. I love and kisses to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for
Wendy,
joining us. I look forward to doing some more
give
to
me
more of these talks with you.
Yes.
Wendy, you
Every Thursday, same time, same station.
the book.
Okay, I will message you my address, and I'm going to talk to the the Cougar Guide. Oh, actually, I'm a Jack buyer. Sorry.
It's backwards. A Cougar's Guide to Getting Your Ass Out There. I'm going to send you a free copy. And another one. Fuck Games Day Cougars. It's something.
Okay. All right, wait a minute. We have to address this. This guy says it's interesting as a guy. I never knew of that. However, we all hated that in women, especially those who never even schmasturbated.
Wait, Melvin, can you elaborate a little bit?
Yeah, what did you hate?
So if he does respond, Nancy, when I got my first
Eggplant.
with batteries in it, I was so nervous, and I went into the store, and she goes, "Do you want a Schmitterol or a Schnagenol?" And I go, "What?" Anyway, it was a whole new world for me, and I was like, "Wait, what? What?" And I think there's a lot of women. I have many of my friends are like, "I don't have one," and I'm like,
I can't
"Excuse me?"
It's so sad. It's like,
how do you survive without them?
I don't. By yourself or with a partner, it's important to have one, or in my case, 20.
Oh, girl.
You have to have
So my husband, I was out of town, and my husband goes, and I had it, and I shared it with him, and it bummed him out. It bummed him out. He was like,
well, he's bummed out for the same reason that men get bummed out when you say, "I like lube." They don't want to think that somehow it affects their masculinity to think that you might, quote unquote, need to have an eggplant or need to have some extra lubric oil for your car. I mean,
well, I think this just speaks to the fact that just like girls have been indoctrinated about their schmexuality,
right.
so have boys. And
Absolutely.
boys were taught that it was all about them
and
their eggplant, their performance, and that it wasn't about her at all. So
Yes.
they didn't even know what a schmitteress was.
Okay, Melvin's back, Nancy.
Melvin, okay, what did Melvin say? What I was saying, totally love to use them on her.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I would talk to, and our topic could be next week about using it in general and how important it is, and how your life can change for the better when you add enhancements. There's so many things you can do to make your schmeck's life be much better, and why wouldn't you do it? I mean, it doesn't mean that you're not a good lover if you have eggplant in the bedroom.
Well, here's the deal. Nobody, whether you're a woman or a young lady or a young man, teaches you how to do that. We're just told by Schmorn or our friends, right? What it's supposed to be. And that goes back to that book that we talked a little bit about, that Nancy, you mentioned how we are um, uh, conditioned as women. You know, and a kiss on the head at the end, and it's
I
it's
know
happened to my
it's like
daughters.
they just like to grab the back of your head for some reason. I don't know why.
Because I learned it from Shorn.
Right.
State of the spirit, saying you really have to think about the spiritual implications. What does that mean? What does that mean? I have to think about the spiritual implications of using an eggplant. I mean, I don't think it's going to affect the spirit at all.
No, I think Jesus gave us these things for a reason, right?
Schmeezus.
They gave us eggplants. They gave us clams. There's a reason when we like to use them.
Right.
And that's,
I mean, and your hand can get tired.
yes, that's 100%. And one of the main reasons that I think younger men like older women is because older women are not afraid to bring them out.
Right.
You know, in younger women
Or more confident in their whatever.
Yes.
If men only knew, boys and men, young men, if only knew that the more schmorgasms a woman was having, the more she's going to want to have more schmorgasms.
Yes, nothing like a good schmorgasm.
Or some more.
Or some more. Some more schmor.
Right. Totally. All right, girls, I'm going to let you finish up.
Okay. Thanks for coming in. We look forward to more of this. We need to have some more.
Fun.
We do this every Thursday night, so you're more than welcome to join every Thursday if you're around.
Okay. All right.
We love it.
Okay. Thank you, ladies.
Bye. Great to meet you.
Peace, love, and fairy dust.
Yes.
And schmorgasms.
Yes.
Bye.
Oh, that's awesome. She's great.
I knew you like Wendy.
Yeah.
So, guys,
she's in Arizona.
She's in Arizona. Definitely follow her. She's great. 50 is a Mindfuck is her her TikTok handle.
Okay.
I think she's also on Instagram as well.
All right. So did you come up with any topics of conversation for that, especially that cougars like?
Oh,
did you address that in your book? And Karen's badges are on, by the way, y'all.
Yeah, you guys send some badges on Instagram. Can you put the strap down? No, I cannot put the strap down. The strap is staying up, Nathaniel, because you are not in a strip club right now. You are in a respectable TikTok chat.
Tell him he doesn't get to decide what you do to shut the F up.
Okay, that's what we're talking about. Why? I just explained to you why. Okay? Eating a dinner. Mr. Bean, how are you? Nathaniel, if you go someplace that caters to whatever you want and you pay for it, that's fine. No one's going to judge you. But you come in here, you have to be respectful. You have to treat us the same way you would treat any stranger in an elevator. You would never go up to a stranger in an elevator and tell her to pull her straps down, would you? I wouldn't. I would think that's rude.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear you're eating a sheep dinner.
Oh my God. Okay, so let's come back to topics.
Yeah, and TikTok doesn't let you do that because I don't even understand why am I having this conversation with this guy?
Yeah, just ignore it. Maybe I'll go away.
Okay. Anyway, what was yours? You want to play? What can people talk about? What can younger guys talk about to older women? There is a whole chapter in this book about starting conversations. The main thing I think everyone needs to realize is that older women are not like some weird, rare bird or something. They're just people who've gone through more miles than the younger women. But truthfully, if you have something to offer, like I remember like meeting this younger guy and he wanted to talk to me about music, alternative music, and I liked the same music he did. And at first I was like, I'm not going to talk to this guy because he's so much younger than me. But then I'm like, wait, he has something to say. It was an interesting conversation. Why wouldn't I do it? So, yeah. Those are something I would do.
One of the worst things to do is to just talk about yourself incessantly without giving a break.
Yeah.
and not paying attention to anything that the other person's saying.
Yeah. Really be a good listener. That's the best advice I could tell you to do as far as meeting anybody, like for business or for friendships or for a relationship. The best way is to listen. If you're a good listener, like that's why I always date a bartender. Bartenders are great at listening.
Hairstylists,
Oh,
bartenders, massage therapists. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, being a good listener and then knowing how to listen well enough that you can ask interesting questions that engage the conversation.
right.
So that then they'll ask you questions back. But just talking and talking and talking. People that are nervous oftentimes just talk about themselves rather than finding out more about the other person.
Absolutely. Mike's asking, I met a pretty 40-year-old. She invited me over to her home. I don't know if I should go or wait till our third date. Where, I mean, you can go to her home and have nothing happen. So, I mean,
Right.
I would just do what you feel is in your gut says you should do.
Right.
Thank you for sending likes.
We like badges too.
And if you're on my Instagram, you can send us badges. Badges?
Yep.
We love badges. Yeah, so there are no rules out there, by the way. It all depends on how you feel. You know, I would say, like, don't rush into anything if you don't feel comfortable.
Yeah, and I think going to a person's house is not an open invitation to attack them or to be schmexual with them.
Don't
So,
be mean.
but
This is,
it might be just easier to have conversation.
it might be because you don't have all the distractions.
Right.
I see no problem with Mike if you go over to her house. Here, Mrs. Elves giving some ideas. On a first date, talk about what you love, your hobbies, your dreams, and not about your story, your past, your problems, and or exes. Don't
Right.
talk negative about your exes, no matter what. It was such a huge turnoff for me when I was single to hear people like totally call their exes every name in the book the mother of their children. This is the way they're talking about them. I don't want to have anything to do with them. I had another guy who once said to me, I'm waiting for my father to die so I can inherit his company. That was a turnoff too.
Yeah, sometimes there is too much information to share.
AWUP. Guys have a lot of the same pressure of getting older too, but I'm really glad that you guys are doing everything you can to change that image for everybody. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think getting old, your body is not as comfortable as it was when you were younger. But other than that, the advantages of having all these years of experience is awesome.
And I think the thing for me that makes the biggest difference in whether I'm drawn to someone on any level is how interested they are in life.
Interested in life.
Yeah, just interested. They're interested in what's happening in the news. They're interested in what's happening with our globe, with our world. They're interested in what's happening in music. They're interested in life. They're engaged.
Yeah.
That's a human turn on. It's people that are bored, who complain about the boring, or who just complain about everything. Those are not fun people to be around.
No. Nobody
so
wants
if you find yourself complaining, I just said this to someone the other day.
Thank you.
You can find out what a person wants by listening to what they complain about they don't have.
Oh, I saw that. I saw that on your Instagram.
So what I say is learn from that. Instead of just bitching, speak to what you want. Ask for what you want. State what you want.
Right. And we don't want to hear the negativity.
Right.
That's another thing, by the way. So when you're walking up, you're meeting someone for the first time, if you're a downer, no one wants to be around you. So try to be a positive, uplifting spirit, and then that will bring people to you. It's like a magnet. Let's see. Do you believe people experience an age crisis for the first time when they turn 30, and after that, everyone every time we enter a new decade, Mrs. Elves says, is it getting better or worse dealing with aging as time passes by? I think it's getting better about aging because I know like my parents' generation was like, all you're good for is knitting and staying home and talking about your grandchild. So I think it's getting better. Do you feel like it's getting better in general?
I think we're making it better. I, I think our generation, those of us who are staying connected to social media, to kind of what what the big changes are that are happening, that we're staying involved in that. I think we're making it better. I think those who slip back and disconnect from the world and what's happening, those are the people that we become afraid of, because
Right.
those people seem unhappy and seem like they're just waiting to die. And I'm not waiting to die.
All right. A-list incognito just said I try to act like Tony Robbins on first dates. Listen,
Well, that's obnoxious. He's just obnoxious.
oh, you're gonna Nathaniel is gonna leave if I don't do, if we're not doing nothing. I'm so sorry. I'm not doing a handstand for you. I don't know if you want to, if you went to college, but if you were to go now, what would you study? Very good question. From for Aggie. Interestingly enough, I went to college and I studied to be a social worker, which is a lot of psychology and sociology classes. So most likely I would do the same thing, but I would add astrology. The astrologer that I just interviewed for my podcast called Sex Talk with My Mom, she the reason she got into astrology, she took a class that combined psychology and astrology. So I think if I got to go back, I would love that. Or I would do something with film and TV because I love film and TV, and I didn't take that many classes when I went to school on that. So what about you?
I mean, behavioral science fascinates me, human behavior, why people do what they do. So I would probably move toward becoming a behavioralist. One of my mentors and a woman that I highly admire, she was my mentor post mortem. So it was through her videos that she had created for the institute that I earned my doctorate.
What's her name?
Her name is Loretta Heroyan, and she was amazing in that she was a behavioral scientist. So she studied children's behavior and fascinating work around children and sexuality. And she was a professional witness in high-level cases all across the country for pedophilia, sexual abuse, all sorts of things, about helping juries understand children's sexuality and how it's different than how adults label it.
Okay. I just realized what time it is.
It's 6:20.
We have to go.
Yes. You have a hot date?
You guys, thank you so much for joining us on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. You can find me, Karenlee Poter, on all those platforms. Obviously, you did. And Sex Talk with My Mom, my podcast. Check that out. If you really want to have a good, fun experience hearing a mother and son talk about sex on a weekly basis. And then I'm with my very dear friend, Nancy. And where can they find you?
They can find me on this platform. You can just go to my link tree and that'll take you to all of my hot stuff that I've got going on. It's Dr. Nancy Sutton Pierce. So if you just Google that, you'll find way more than you ever wanted to find.
We're both, by the way.
And we're both on Patreon. Yes, Patreon /Dr. Nancy and Patreon /Karenlee. And we love and appreciate your support, coming here every week, following us on our other platforms, and supporting the work we're doing and trying to make the world. Huh?
I said thank you for the badges.
Yes, we do appreciate badges very, very much. And so we will be back together next week.
Next week.
maybe in person. I'm not sure what day I'm coming down, but I'll be down there. So
That would be something nice.
yeah,
All right, you guys.
date.
Follow us on those platforms. We'd really appreciate it. You found Stacy's mom. Stacy's mom has got going on. You guys, love you all. I'm going to start signing off if I can figure out how to sign off on all these things.
Oh my God. Yeah. All right.
Bye.
All right. Much love.
Love you.